Out here on the Colorado Plateau, the land writes the mood first: wide stone, dry air, and a silence that feels older than memory itself. It sets the tone immediately. Out here, the road doesn't welcome you. It tests you: dust in your mouth, wind in your ears, and the sense that people were only ever temporary guests, passing through. You can feel it in your chest, too. Metal doesn't last long here. It rusts, cracks, and flakes while the desert quietly plants new life beside the wreckage, without hurry. The silence does the rest, without mercy. Only the outlines remain foundations without homes. The industry once carved a foothold here, and the wilderness is already erasing the signature, line by line. Nothing here stays still for long. Out here, weather isn't a background. It's a force changing the color of the land in minutes, reminding you, bluntly, who's in control. The desert keeps its pace, day after day. A doorway still stands, but it opens to nothing. A simple reminder that shelter was borrowed here, never owned, never promised. It's harsh and strangely beautiful in person. The wood tells the story up close, split by heat, sanded by wind, holding on only because it hasn't fallen yet, somehow. And the horizon stays wide, no matter what. Even broken, the structures still cast a shadow proof that industry stood here briefly, before the plateau began taking it back, quietly. It makes you slow down, whether you want to. These weren't streets for long, just paths between work and sleep now softened by sand, as if the town never meant to stay at all. It lingers on your skin for hours. Tin tries to outlast the weather, but stone always wins, steady, patient, and absolutely uninterested in our plans or our timelines. It's bigger than you are, always. A window used to frame a room. Now, it frames the sky, like the building surrendered and decided to become part of the landscape, willingly. It leaves no room for doubt at all. The mine mouth is still there, an old wound in the rock. The work is gone, but the darkness keeps its own memory, deep inside. It's the same lesson, repeated daily. Tools sit where they were dropped useful once, meaningless now. Without hands, even the strongest metal becomes just another rock, waiting. Everything returns to sand in time. Water decides everything out here, mostly by refusing to show up. The land stays thirsty, and the town couldn't argue with that, ever. And the wind keeps moving through it. When a roof disappears, the building stops being shelter. It becomes a frame for weather, sunlight, wind, and whatever comes next, uninvited. It feels close, somehow, in the quiet. The wind edits everything. One gust, and the ground forgets, like the plateau is constantly rewriting the story, over and over. It sounds like breathing in the dark. This was a company town for a moment, built to serve an operation, not a dream. When the work thinned out, the place did too, fast. It never apologizes for any of it. Steps that once led to a room now lead to nothing, proof that human plans can vanish, while the rock stays exactly what it is, forever. It's calm, but never really kind. Even the dirt is a blend: natural sand and industrial dust. The mine left a fingerprint, and the wind is slowly smearing it away, daily. It's quiet, but powerful. Every day. A fence tries to draw a line, but the desert doesn't respect borders. It moves through, over, and under, until the line disappears completely. It's real in every dusty detail. When the wind hits metal, the town speaks again, just for a second. Not words. More like a reminder that something used to function here. Once. It sets the tone immediately. Out here. The machines are mostly gone, but their shadows still feel precise, like the land remembers the shape of work even after the work is dead, cold. You can feel it in your chest, too. Sand moves in the way water would, filling corners, climbing floors, and turning rooms into dunes. Nature doesn't break in. It settles, calmly. The silence does the rest, without mercy. In the heat, the town looks unreal, like it's already becoming a mirage. The plateau doesn't just reclaim places, it dissolves them, slowly. Nothing here stays still for long. From above, it's just broken lines, an old map without labels. The town's logic is still visible, even if the town itself isn't anymore. The desert keeps its pace, day after day. Nails hold on longer than stories. They stay put while everything else loosens wood, roofs, walls, and the idea of permanence, quietly. It's harsh and strangely beautiful in person. It used to move rock like a heartbeat, up, out, and away. Now it points into the sky, a broken arrow with nowhere left to deliver, nothing. And the horizon stays wide, no matter what. When storms roll in, the plateau turns theatrical light and shadow, fighting over the ruins, like the sky is deciding what gets to remain today. It makes you slow down, whether you want to. A table out in the open, no house, no room, no warmth. Just a surface that stayed behind after living moved on, without ceremony. It lingers on your skin for hours. Work leaves marks heavy steps, repeated routes. Even when people disappear, the ground remembers the rhythm for a while, then fades. It's bigger than you are, always. At a distance, you can't tell where construction ends and geology begins. The plateau absorbs human shapes until they look natural, inevitable. It leaves no room for doubt at all. Even glass loses its sharpness here. Wind and sand polish it down, turning danger into dust, one season at a time, without mercy. It's the same lesson, repeated daily. Even the signs have gone quiet, no names, no directions. The place doesn't introduce itself. It lets the landscape do the talking. Instead, everything returns to sand and time. Wires still hang like nerves, with no body. The system is gone, but the wind keeps playing the last note, again and again, and the wind keeps moving through it. A stove sits where winter used to matter. But without walls, warmth can't stay, and the cold has nothing left to fight. So, it settles. It feels close, somehow, in the quiet. Abandonment has a color rust against pale stone. The mine's leftovers staining the ground like the land is slowly bleeding it out, quietly. It sounds like breathing in the dark. Human places are made of angles, straight lines, corners, edges. Out here, those shapes look fragile against the endless curve of land, always. It never apologizes for any of it. Some traces don't show first, they linger in the air. Old oil, old dust, the ghost smell of work baked into stone, still there. It's calm, but never really kind. Somebody slept here between shifts. Not comfort, just survival. And now even the idea of rest is being covered in sand, gently. It's quiet, but powerful, every day. Wildlife doesn't mourn the town. It just moves in quietly, confidently, like the plateau is resetting to its default, as it should. It's real in every dusty detail. The horizon doesn't come closer. You can walk for hours and it stays the same, like the land is reminding you that you're the small thing. Here. It sets the tone immediately. Out here. A ladder still leans like someone might climb it. But the roof it served is gone. Another reminder that function dies faster than objects, always. You can feel it in your chest, too. Where people once took breaks, birds build homes. Nature doesn't just reclaim structures, it repurposes them, without hesitation. The silence does the rest, without mercy. Black against white. That's the mind's palette extraction marks on a land that wants to stay clean, bright, and untouched, if it can. Nothing here stays still for long. An office without paper, without names, without records. Whatever was counted here, hours, tons. Pay has blown away, like dust. The desert keeps its pace, day after day. When rain finally arrives, it doesn't comfort anything. It cuts drawing new lines, rearranging the ground, erasing yesterday's footprints, instantly. It's harsh, and strangely beautiful in person. A door that can't close isn't protection anymore. It's just a flap in the wind letting the outside in, forever, every night. And the horizon stays wide, no matter what. Try to picture the long shifts. Boots on gravel, breath in cold air, lamps in darkness. Then remember, the land outlasted every paycheck, easily. It makes you slow down, whether you want to. An empty tank is an honest symbol here. Whatever it once held, water, fuel, hope ran out, and the plateau kept going, indifferent. It lingers on your skin for hours. Time works like a slow pry bar. Nails loosen, joints fail, and gravity finishes the job patiently, without drama, without pause. It's bigger than you are, always. There's still a route home to work, work to home. A thin line in the dust, like routine refusing to disappear completely, stubbornly. It leaves no room for doubt at all. Straight lines don't survive here. The land bends them, buries them, breaks them until nature's curve is the only rule again. Always. It's the same lesson, repeated daily. A rail that ends in sand movement, cut off mid-sentence. The town's connection to the world snapped, and the plateau didn't replace it, ever. Everything returns to sand in time. The sun doesn't just light this place, it erases it. Colors fade, edges soften, and everything starts to look like it belongs to the desert, finally. And the wind keeps moving through it. Someone stacked these stones on purpose. A small human gesture, like leaving a note in a language the weather can't read, but you can. It feels close, somehow, in the quiet. In ruins, night arrives faster. Shadows take the rooms first, like the place is practicing disappearance every evening, quietly. It sounds like breathing in the dark. The ceiling is gone, but the sky remains poured into the room like water. Out here, shelter always turns back into weather, sooner. It never apologizes for any of it. Some holes stay hungry. You can feel the depth before you see it, an emptiness that still pulls sound and light downward, relentlessly. It's calm, but never really kind. Even the smallest trash becomes archaeology. Cans collapse, rust, and sink proof that nothing human stays clean for long. Out here, it's quiet, but powerful. Every day. This place isn't measured in buildings anymore. It's measured in silent space, between ruins and the calm confidence of the land, everywhere. It's real in every dusty detail. One bolt still holds. Not because it's strong, because time hasn't finished with it yet, not quite. It sets the tone immediately, out here. This pad was a stage for machines. Now it's a puzzle of cracks, filled with sand, seeded with weeds, softened by seasons, patiently. You can feel it in your chest, too. A porch was meant for watching life go by. Here, it faces only distance like the town built itself for a future that never arrived, sadly. The silence does the rest, without mercy. The air tastes dry out here, mineral, sharp, clean. The plateau doesn't hide its chemistry. It puts it on your tongue, immediately. Nothing here stays still for long. Sometimes the smallest thing feels loud, one nail, one shadow, one reminder of how carefully this place was once held together. For a while, the desert keeps its pace, day after day. Cabinets that once held food now hold sand. The desert restocks every empty space with the same ingredient, without running out. It's harsh, and strangely beautiful in person. The pipe is open like a mouth, but it doesn't speak. It breathes dust, one more channel for the desert to move through, freely. And the horizon stays wide, no matter what. Light always finds the cracks first. It slips in, shows you the dust, and makes the absence feel almost physical, right away. It makes you slow down, whether you want to. A conveyor belt is meant to move forever. When it stops, it looks like cloth industry turned into a rag for the desert, abandoned. It lingers on your skin for hours. The roof still tries to exist, but the sky has already moved in. Every hole is a reminder. Weather always wins the argument, in the end. It's bigger than you are, always. Mornings can be cold enough to sting. The plateau doesn't care that this was once a workplace. It treats it like bare rock, unsentimental. It leaves no room for doubt at all. The name faded first, then the meaning. Without stories, a place becomes shape, wood, rust, stone, and sky, nothing else. It's the same lesson, repeated daily. The wind is the new work crew. It lifts, carries, and deposits, moving the town grain by grain, shift after shift, without pay. Everything returns to sand in time. A cup that once held coffee now holds dust. The desert refills everything with itself patiently, completely, without apology, and the wind keeps moving through it. A pole still stands like a promise of connection, but the lines are gone and the silence answers every call, with nothing back. It feels close, somehow, in the quiet, where industry left scars, nature answers in green. Not dramatic, just persistent, finding any crack that offers a chance, every time. It sounds like breathing in the dark. The doorway doesn't keep anything out. It's a channel now letting wind pour through like the building is breathing the desert, non-stop. It never apologizes for any of it. Floors don't fail all at once. They surrender slowly, board by board, until the ground takes the room back, piece by piece. It's calm, but never really kind. The glass doesn't show the room anymore. It reflects the sky, like the town is being replaced, one reflection at a time, quietly. It's quiet, but powerful, every day. Industry came here to take from the ground, but the plateau gets the final word, quietly reclaiming every trace, every time, without effort. It's real in every dusty detail. In places like this, dust becomes visible, turning light into something you can almost touch. For a moment, it sets the tone immediately. Out here, a keyhole waits for a key that won't return. Security, routine, privacy ideas that don't survive long in open desert air. Out here, you can feel it in your chest too. The mine ran on clocks. The desert runs on seasons, slower, wider, and impossible to rush, no matter what. The silence does the rest, without mercy. This town is more than a location now. It's a feeling, industrial scars inside a wilderness that's already taking everything back, steadily. Nothing here stays still for long. Sometimes, you can see the rain far off, like a moving wall. The town stays dry, waiting, as if weather chooses favorites, on purpose. The desert keeps its pace, day after day. One stone can hold a sheet of metal in place. Small choices like that once mattered, little anchors against a big, indifferent land, briefly. It's harsh and strangely beautiful in person. At night, the mine disappears into shadow. Above it, the stars don't care what was taken, only that the sky is still endless, always, and the horizon stays wide, no matter what. Morning returns like nothing happened. Light moves across rust and stone, and the plateau keeps reclaiming calm, consistent, unstoppable, again. It makes you slow down, whether you want to. When you walk away, the town doesn't follow you with memories. It stays behind, quiet, shrinking, already blending back into stone, naturally. It lingers on your skin for hours. Industrial traces don't vanish all at once. They fade until the wilderness owns the scene again, and the plateau looks untouched, at last. It's bigger than you are, always.